Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Sunny, and today I had posted a poll earlier across my social media platforms. I will share what that question looks like. I'm going to share my screen with you. Give me just a moment. Okay, I'm just going to read this out to you. So, the poll was, what would you choose? Number one, a man who makes you his number one priority in life, or number two, a man who's driven by a definite mission in life. What would you choose? The side note to this post was, it will help you understand why you tend to have a certain pattern in your relationships with men. So I have received different answers. Surprise, surprise, it's leaning towards one side. And before I could reveal this, I just want to take a moment to thank um, all of you for sending out the messages and talking to me from time to time. I received a message this afternoon from a really kind person, and I want to read one of these messages to you. Thank you so much for dropping this message. She says, "Hello, Sunny. Hope all is well there. Have been actively following your posts on LinkedIn. Thank you so much for doing this and helping out the women out there. I want to thank you for taking some time out from your schedule to drop me a message with this encouragement. Thank you so much." Now, before we get into this question, the poll, which will also help us look at this question, which is the most irresistible quality that women find in men. We'll come to that. So before I could answer this poll, I want to give out one clarification, guys, which is because of a general association with questions and polls, which is to see if am I right or wrong. I want to say, let's keep this association aside for the time of this session. You can have it back later. Instead, what I want to invite you to do is look at this poll or any other psychological poll for that matter as just a way of self-reflection. There is no right or wrong. It just helps you understand where you stand or what's going on inside your psyche. That's all. So with that out of the way, let's look at this question. If you are someone who has picked the first option, which is the guy who makes you his number one priority. Before I could even talk on this subject, let me ask you a simple question. How are things between you and your man? You don't have to answer that question with me, just self-reflect on this. And I'm not talking about what you post on social media. I am talking about real connection all the way to sexual intimacy. And when I say sexual intimacy, I'm not talking about the number of times you have sex, but the actual depth of the intimacy that you share with your man. Now, if you have someone who makes you his number one priority, in the words of my favorite hypnotist, he defines a man like this. When he says that what you have is not really a man, but a high maintenance lapdog. It sounds quite rash, isn't it? But a man who does not have a well-defined mission in life, does not know his purpose, he does not know what he is doing in life, he is not really in his masculine energy. He is not there. And how does this show up in relationship? It shows in the lack of intimacy. Okay? It's quite a paradox, right? Here is someone who does not have a mission or purpose in life, which is not well defined. That means that he has all of that attention exclusively for you, and yet there is not much value placed on that attention. Okay, so you can reflect at this point, looking back at all of your relationships or the current relationship you're in, and check the dynamics and see if this really pans out right for you. Okay, if you have a guy who is not on a mission, does not have a well-defined purpose, check for intimacy. Number two, if you've picked this one, then you have a guy who is driven by a very definite purpose and mission. This is one quality that women find extremely irresistible and yet annoying AF at the same time. At the same time. Okay. You have someone who is focused on his mission and then he diverts that attention from time to time, of course, from his purpose towards you. He is diverting the attention from his purpose towards you. And that really makes you feel so good, so much wanted, so much more desirable. Compare that with a guy who does not have a mission. I mean, what good is his attention, and what is he really taking his attention from to give it to you? Just another thing that he's involved in. But someone who's driven with just one mission, a very definite purpose, when he takes his attention off that and gives it to you, boy, that feels good. Now, you may not consciously agree with this, and it's perfectly fine if you do this as a woman, but this is really happening at a primal energetic level unconsciously. Believe it or not, when I'm working with so many of my clients in trance, even the hardcore extreme pro liberal women, and not liberal, I would say feminist women, I would say, tend to change their view when they are in that trance state, because the primal energy is completely exposed and opened out. Now, having said this, of course, there are exceptions when you swing these things to extreme. Now, if you have a guy who does not have a mission, and unfortunately he is not even putting you as his number one priority, then that's not a guy, that's not a man, that's a boy. He just needs toys, okay? And we have a lot of boys walking around, unfortunately, in today's time, okay? So for men who are watching this, we really need to have a mission, well defined, and we need to start chasing that mission very seriously. And we don't have to declare them. The women that we meet, they just know it energetically when they engage with us. All right. Now, the second extreme could be a man who has a mission, but he absolutely has no diversion from that mission to balance it out and give it to his woman. And that is a man who has gone to the extreme of the masculine polarity. So really, guys, the key word here is balance. Okay, we need to have a balance between both. So if you summarize this, if you come to reflect on this question seriously, what it will reveal to you is a pattern that you have when it comes to men. And once again, it does not reflect on you, my friend. Okay, all it reveals is just your cultural and social conditioning. That's all. And these things can be changed whenever you choose to change them. In the end, I want to say sexual energy is not dirty. It is the same as life energy. It's not a taboo. It's the same life energy that runs through everything that is alive, including you and me, right? As a part of my work with clients, we explore sexual dynamics in hypnotic trance. Now, if you found some value in today's session, and if you think that these conversations should happen more openly, more freely, and if you'd like to help me out, take these conversations far and wide, then all you have to do is hit that like button and drop a comment. Because when you do this, it helps me with the algorithm across the social media platforms to take this content out to the wider audience. That's all you need to do. And of course, if you find it useful to share it with somebody, do share it. As always, I love receiving messages from you guys, and all the questions that you put in, all the encouragement that you have for me. Please feel free to reach out at any time. Thanks so much for being with me here today. Have a great day ahead. Take care.